To reflect on my semester in Gerontology 400 over the spring in 2019, I'd have to say it was very insightful. With all of the guest speakers and readings we had, I was able to learn a lot, not to even mention the service learning project. I would like to start off with reflecting on the in class discussions and guest speakers. When we had the people come in that made us live shortly what it was like when someone had a stroke or arthritis, that was very interesting. For me personally, I had a stroke in the activity, so I could not use my right arm, and I had to wear glasses that made it so I could only see little pinholes. This was very frustrating for myself, and I only had to do it for less than an hour, so I could not even imagine living my whole day, every day, like that. Just walking down the hallway was so difficult to do because I could barely see anything. And then they asked me to put earplugs in, and I had only had one hand with a glove on, so it made it very difficult to do. So I could not imagine, trying to go to the store or, buy anything online, try and call someone, stay in contact with family and friends through social media because I could barely even see anything. Um, Having this firsthand experience made me think about their perspective and really made me enjoy the life that I have now because I'm fully capable to do anything that I want to do and able to see everything easily. I don't even have to wear glasses. I'm able to go out and play catch or take my dog on a walk anytime I want without thinking, taking a second thought about it. When if I, had that where I could barely see, it'd be a lot harder and only had one arm. So throughout this class, when we were doing just the discussions, I really focused on the retirement aspect and being financially stable. So all those lessons that we had really resonated with me because one of my sisters is a financial advisor and she's 12 years older than me, and she has made me save money since I started working at 16 for retirement, which I'm super thankful for because my mom and my dad are not going to be ready to retire financially when that day comes. They weren't planning enough time in the future to be able to live years after they retire. So I'm very nervous for what their lives have in store, which makes me feel like I need to step up and save not only for myself but for them as well because I don't want them to be 85 years old and struggling to have dinner every night. So the service learning project was a whole other aspect of this class. It made this class so much more worth taking than just a letter grade. I did my service learning project with Meals on Wheels at Long Beach, and I was able to impact people's lives that really needed it because they were not able to cook or go to the grocery store. Um, on my routes, I met a lady named Carol, and when I was friendly delivery, I had another lady named Marilyn who was a driver, and Marilyn and Carol were pretty close. And Carol had just gotten back from the hospital a few days before I started, and Carol had congestive heart failure. So her legs and her feet were super swollen. She could barely even walk, and I felt really terrible about it. But about my sixth weekend, I went back on the same route with Marilyn and got to see Carol again, and she had made tremendous uh, progression in her health. So she was able to walk a little bit more than she was when I first met her. So that made me very happy to see. So, but even when I was just driving for Meals on Wheels, not actually going up and delivering the meals, I was still able to impact their life because they were still getting the food that they needed, even though I was not the one handing it to them. So I would have to say that this class was very insightful, and I'm so glad to have taken this class and had many friends recommend it.